And we are live for yet another Premier League preview. This time it's match week 19. Yeah, it's one of those days, you know what I mean? 3 fixtures postponed, 7 to play, and we don't even know what's going to happen. We might get announcements tomorrow and Christmas Day where they say 2 more matches postponed. But look, the show must go on. So big up to everybody in the house right now. Happy Christmas Eve and Merry Christmas. If it's already Christmas where you're located. People over in Europe, Merry Christmas to you and yours. But it's not yet Christmas in my neck of the woods. I'm in New York and it's only 8:33 p.m. Christmas Eve. I don't have any presents to open or anything under the Christmas tree. Under my Christmas tree is pretty dry, you know what I mean? Yeah, pretty much. I think the magic of Christmas is slowly disappearing, you know what I mean? But big up to everybody in here right about now. Appreciate you coming through. And happy holidays to the people who don't celebrate. Whatever you celebrate, you know, hope you enjoy that. Whether you celebrate Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, or if you don't celebrate at all, just enjoy the time, you know. So, guys, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be talking about the 7 fixtures that's coming up this weekend, that's scheduled to play this weekend. We might have more postponements, but as of now, we have 7 games. I was supposed to actually do this last night, but I said, let me put it off for one more day. Let me postpone it. And, yeah, one game ended up being postponed in the match between Burnley and Everton. So that's one less game to talk about, but we will touch on the status of all those teams before we do talk about the others. So without further ado, let's get into this. We got a lot to talk about. I was actually playing a little bit of FIFA 22 career mode there, and it's kicking my ass, man. FIFA 22 is kicking my ass. PS5, whole new game, just still getting used to it, man. It's real difficult. Very difficult, man. I feel like a baby again. But anyways, let's talk about the last results, right? Last time around, we only had 4 matches, with Arsenal beating Leeds 4-1. Spurs and Liverpool playing to a 2-2 draw. Chelsea and Wolves a 0-0 draw. And Man City beating Newcastle 4-0. 6 fixtures postponed. How does it reflect on the table? We also have to touch on the Carabao Cup matches that was played midweek, really briefly, nothing too crazy. But let's just look at the table and see how the table looks right now. A lot of postponements, but we are getting to the halfway stage of the season. Half to go, half done. For some teams, still a lot more catching up to do in terms of matches. Man City on top of the table, and they actually will remain top after the Boxing Day fixture, seeing that Liverpool's match between them and Leeds were postponed. So City would remain top, of course, at Christmas and after Boxing Day. But you got fixtures coming up in the middle of the week again, which means I go live on Sunday to wrap up the matches that were played on Boxing Day. And then I go live again on Monday to preview the midweek games. And then we'll also talk about the Man United fixture against Newcastle. So we won't be able to cover that one in the roundup, but we will talk about it in Monday's preview. It's going to be a busy period the last 7 days of the week. This is the last week of 2021. And if you have any goals to achieve in 2021, you better go hard and get them done. So Liverpool is second, 41 points, 3 points off the top team City, while Chelsea are 6 points adrift, and they would look to bounce back and get back to their winning ways if they don't want to drift further behind, 8 or 9 points. Arsenal are fourth, brilliant Gunners, but they are 12 points adrift off the top team, while West Ham are fifth. They're doing pretty well, but you could see a little gap building between the top 3 teams and the teams behind them, and there's a race building up for the 4th place spot. There might actually end up being a race for the final 2 spots in the top 4, 3rd and 4th. Who knows? Man United with 3 games. Well, actually 2 games in hand. They haven't played in 16 days. They're 6th with 27 points. Tottenham, they do have 3 games in hand. They're 7th with 26 points. They're looking good under Antonio Conte. Wolves, very, very steady under Bruno Lage. 25 points. 8th. Leicester under Resurge. Do have quite a bit of games in hand as well. They're 9th, while Aston Villa have been under Steven Gerrard. 10th with 22 points. Outside the top 10, Crystal Palace 11th with 20 points. Brentford 12th with 20. Brighton and Hove Albion, one of the draw kings of the league, 13th with 20 points. Everton struggling this season, 14th with 19 points. And the teams that have to be really careful, Southampton to a lesser extent with 17 points and 15th. But Leeds United, 3 wins, 16th, 16 points. Watford, 4 wins, 17th with 13 points. We got Burnley, Newcastle, and Norwich in the relegation zone. And these teams have a lot of catching up to do, especially Burnley, who does have 3 games in hand and will now have 4 games in hand with a lot of their matches postponed. Newcastle, they're looking to do a lot of business in the January transfer window. And Norwich, they just look doomed. Already sat their manager and have a big, big hole to climb out of. Guys, in today's episode, if you have any special questions for me, please make sure you ask them. And we are going to, have a nice little show today. So, big up to Mark T, who says, thank you very much for the super chat. Who says, thanks for shining a light on the CONCACAF. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. That's, that's been one of my goals of 2021, to make way more CONCACAF videos, you know what I'm saying? So, and I did that. Definitely did that. And we got Mark T again with the $5 super chat. Appreciate that. Definitely appreciate that. I don't know what the 22 means, but appreciate that. You know what I mean? Botak Ching in the house. Mark T, thank you very much. 18 Canadian. It's a season of giving, I guess. Thank you. Merry Christmas to you too. Appreciate that. So, well done to Mark T. Starting off the stream the right way. And let's get things going. So, we're going to move on to the next segment, guys. And this is a very important segment I always touch on. And we'll talk about the table a lot more when we touch on each fixture, right? But look at the stats right now. Let's go to view all stats to see who's leading the charts in terms of goals, assists, etc., etc. And we got the boy Mo Salah, who's on his way to the African Cup of Nations, and Liverpool are going to miss him big time. 15 goals, 9 assists. Diego Jota second with 10 goals, while Trent Alexander-Arnold do have 8 assists. 8 assists already, Wow. He could go on to break a record he set a couple seasons ago when he picked up about 12 assists for the season, if I'm not mistaken. You got Jamie Vardy, Rafinha, Emmanuel Dennis, Cristiano Ronaldo, Sadio Mane, Mason Mount, Emil Smith, and Son Heung-min on the goal-scoring charts. Gabriel Jesus, City's assist king this season, while Pogba picked up those assists very early on in the season. Emmanuel Dennis has been very prolific. Reece James, he's looking good. He's looked good this season. Kovacic, back from injury. Robertson, been good as well lately. Mikel Antonio and Jared Bowen also in the charts there. So, João Cancelo has been one of the most impressive players this season, as we should know. Not a lot of assists, but his build-up and his involvement has been immense for Man City. And he leads the passing with Rodri and Ruben Diaz right behind. So brilliant. Brilliant stuff. Jose Sa has been a revelation for Wolves, and I've even said that he's probably better than Rui Patricio, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I mean? Max Kilman has been a breakout star for Wolves as well this season. Connor Cody, they've played almost every minute of the season. So brilliant, brilliant stuff. Mo Salah has been very, very fit. Look at him, look at him, look at him. Still, Dallas, he plays every game for Leeds. And I think he missed some minutes. Picked up an injury, missed about 12 minutes. But you could see the players that who has been really, really fit. Got to give him a lot of credit there. Max Aarons is there, but, you know, I think Norwich played maybe a few games. Then, yeah, Norwich does have one less game, so that's why he's not there. So that's what's going on there. Attack, Salah with the most shots. Guys, we're just warming things up in the house right now. We got a really good show coming up. And it's, you know, it's your boy Dom back with the consistency again. We ain't going to miss a week. It doesn't matter how tight the schedule is. We ain't going to miss nothing. All right? So you got Sadio Mane, Jota, Liverpool creating pretty much the most chances there. Look at the shots that they're getting off at goal. Crazy when you think about it. Rafinha, very prolific. He's gone next summer. Or who knows? Yeah, next summer. He won't go in January. That'll be really weird if he moves in January. That further will deplete the Leeds United team. Trent with the most crosses. Bruno Fernandes most through balls. You got James Ward-Prowse on the list. Matt Ritchie, Dwight McNeil, Robertson as well. João Cancelo up there with the through balls. Level with Trent Alexander-Arnold, who's not have a bad season at all. Christian Norgard leads the tackles, you know, in midfield there for Brentford. Matt Cash, Dallas. Tyreek Mitchell has been rising fast, along with Conor Gallagher. James Tarkowski, Craig Dawson, Thiago Silva, and them boys doing the dirty work there with them blocks, crosses, and headed clearances. Romain Saiss leads the charge with the aerial battle right there. Goalkeeper Edison on top. Melier in terms of saves. And you see, Edison is nowhere near there in terms of saves because he doesn't really get a lot to do when you really think about it. So it does reflect on the defense of each team. So just a few more the goalkeeping stats there. Nothing to really talk about. You know, Emmanuel Dennis very ill-disciplined. Jamie Vardy don't know how to stay on side. So Raul Jimenez, Chris Wood, Ivan Toney, and Cristiano Ronaldo. So guys, we had Carabao Cup fixtures during the week, okay? So let's just go back to the home page, and I'm just going to run through the Carabao Cup fixtures really, really quick. Let me just bring that up on the screen as a matter of fact, so you guys who missed it could see what actually went on. Arsenal beat Sunderland 5-1 with a hat-trick from Eddie Nketiah. Brentford lost to Chelsea 2-0. Chelsea wasn't the most impressive, but they got the win. Liverpool and Leicester played to a thrilling 3-3 draw, with Liverpool winning on pens 5-4, with the boy Kevin Kelleher being a hero. Tottenham 2, West Ham 1. West Ham, I think, was pretty much unlucky not to move on. So Arsenal, Liverpool, Tottenham, and Chelsea through to the semi-final of this season's EFL Carabao Cup, with Man City knocked out the previous round by West Ham United. And my take on that is that, guys, we have to relinquish the Carabao Cup trophy if we want to win the Champions League. Yeah, that's a sacrifice we have to make. Small sacrifice, but necessary and important sacrifice nevertheless. So the semi-finals will be between Chelsea and Tottenham in the London Derby. That'll be played on January the 5th. And Arsenal versus Liverpool on January the 6th. And then the return fixtures will be January the 12th and 13th. The winners of the respective ties will meet in the final. I don't really know when the final is. Maybe sometime in February, if I'm not mistaken. But let's see what happens, because this Omicron variant of the COVID virus has been rampant lately and got the world in a pickle right now. So that's it for the quick update on all the proceedings and things that happened across the last week. And we must do that before we get into the fresh week. You know what I'm saying? So big up to Botak Cheng for dropping the super chat. What is this? Singapore, right? Singapore. Singapore, click on the click through balls. Yeah, I did. I just wanted to run through those really quick. I didn't want to go too deep. You see what I'm saying? Because I have 7 games to talk about and I don't want to be here all night. I went to work today for 6 day. 6 day. You know what I mean? Got to get that overtime in. Tomorrow it's double time and a half as well on the job. So I got to pull in that money this week and I got to pull it in next week. And for 2022, yeah, I have to make more money, man. I had to make more money. I'm looking to leave New York maybe in 2 years. So want to pay off some bills, get my money up, and when I make my move, buy a bigger house, you know, I'll have a lot of cash in my pocket to like maybe take a whole year off from work and try the YouTube thing for 1 year. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, like just think about it, you know. Maybe I'll do it for 2 years. Maybe I'll just take off for 2 years and do YouTube up until the 2026 World Cup. God spare my life. That's something I want to do, you know what I mean? Travel a bit, you know, things like that. So, yeah, man. Yeah, I worked Christmas Eve and I'm working Christmas as well. Big up to the boy Thriller from Manila. Big up to Nippon Sharma. Botak Ching. Merry Christmas to you and yours over in Singapore. Nice to have somebody from Singapore tuning in, man. Appreciate it. But everybody in here, FDT, Low Fat, Mo Fat, Adnan, big up to you and hope your brother is okay, bro. Steve, Mark T, Online School, Mobility Troops, Salah has scored more goals than Watford, Burnley, and Norwich. Yep, that's what's been going on. Salah has been on fire this season. Phil Jones in the house, Ilyas Abdi, everybody in here, Victor Ojomo, that Cardiff City fan. Everybody who has tuned in today, big up to you. Make sure you smash up the thumbs up button. We're doing well and we're making good progress. My spirits are up and I'm ready to run through these games. I got my notes and we're ready to go. We're ready to go. All right, so the first fixture that we're going to touch this week, guys, will be the game between Brighton and Brentford. These teams played already this season with Brighton picking up a 1-0 win. You check the stats here. You can see the most recent meetings, a 1-0 win back in September 11th. Let's have a moment of silence, guys. But anyways, let's move on. So September 11th, Brighton beat Brentford 1-0. And Brentford would look to avenge that loss. Brighton would look to pull off the double. So the last time these two teams met, well, the last time they played, I should start from the last time they played, right? Brighton actually lost to Wolves 1-0, and Brentford defeated Watford 2-1, but lost in the Carabao Cup's quarterfinal to Chelsea 2-0. Last meeting, as I mentioned, was back in September, where Brighton won 1-0. Previously, they met in the Championship, 3-3 draw. Brentford with a 2-0 win. Brighton with a 3-0 win. A 0-0 draw. It's just been back and forth between these two teams, you know. So right now, I think it's actually Brentford's turn to pick up a win. But let's wait and see what I'll predict. No, let's not jump the gun. So Graham Potter and Thomas Frank, they are meeting for the 5th time, where Thomas Frank has lost all 4 previous meetings against Graham Potter. And he has lost his 1 game against Brighton. For Graham Potter, 4 matches against Brentford, 4 wins. Pretty brilliant. All-time Premier League stats, 1 match, 1 win for Brighton and Hove Albion. You could see their form guide right on the screen right there. Get some more visuals up for you. I know you guys do appreciate that. And all that good stuff. So, look, player to watch for Brighton and Hove Albion, I chose to go with Tariq Lamptey. He was definitely missing after a very lengthy injury layoff, but his presence has been felt since he regained his fitness, and he's been running up and down the right flank, tormenting players, man. He's been brilliant. He's definitely been one of the bright spots for Brighton and Hove Albion. Yeah, that rhymes. But look, Brighton, last 11 games, 3 losses and 8 draws. They have been unbeaten. Well, they have been not unbeaten, winless in the last 11 matches. Almost unbeaten, but they need to pick up, really need a win here. So for Brentford, the player to watch is Ivan Toney. And the reason why I chose Ivan Toney, he started the season off very brightly, but his form has fell off a bit and he picked up coronavirus. And, you know, it's been a struggle for him lately after a good start to the season, after a good start to life in the Premier League. So it's going to take, you know, some time for him to really get back on the horse and start banging them in for fun again. So we got to keep an eye on him, and it will be very important for Brentford if he picks up form once again. So, look, in terms of notes, guys, we know there's a COVID outbreak going on right now with the Omicron variant, and I might say this player is available, this player is not available, but on the eve of the game, there could be positive tests of players who were deemed fit to play the game. So that is something that we have to definitely keep in mind, and that goes all across all the fixtures. So it's kind of weird that Man City has not really been affected too much by the virus, but I think it's up to the team and just how strict they are in telling the players, you know, what to do in terms of going out and, you know, all these kinds of things. I know Phil Foden and Jack Grealish has been, you know what I mean, naughty, if you want to put it that way. But, you know, haven't heard anything about them getting the coronavirus or anything. But it's been a tricky period, a lot of fixtures and a lot of absentees because of injuries and this whole coronavirus that's been going on across the globe for the last 2 years. I remember when I first heard about it, it was late 2019, and no one really paid much attention to it. I was like, this thing is going to go away. It's not going away. It ain't going away. So for Brighton and Hove Albion, Neil Maupay, Danny Welbeck, and Pascal Gross are all available again after injury. Adam Webster is back in training. Shane Duffy back from suspension. And Joel Veltman would remain a doubt. Lewis Dunk out until the middle of next month to the end of next month. So that's their captain, and he would be a big miss for Brighton. For Brentford, they played middle of the week. So this could actually help Brighton because they've had some time to really rest and reflect and allow players to get fit again. While for Brentford, even though they would be happy to play so that they could get their, you know, the engine warm up again, they are the team with more, you know, miles in their legs coming into the game. For them, Rico Henry is a doubt. He came off in the Carabao Cup game. Charlie Good, Zanka, Christopher Aya, David Raya, and Josh De Silva are the players listed as injured and would miss the game, most likely. Also, there's a whole coronavirus thing again. We don't know who's available to start. We don't know who's going to be in the squad. So it's very, very difficult. But I'm just going to use form and, you know, just give my opinion on who I think is going to win each and every game this week. So let's take a look at the Did You Know section here. Did you know Brighton are winless in the last 11 Boxing Day League matches, drawing 4 and losing 7 since beating QPR a goal to nil in 2005-06. It's the longest ongoing run without a Boxing Day League win for any side in the top 4 tiers of English football. Brentford have lost just 1 of their last 12 Boxing Day League matches, winning 7, drawing 4. Losing 4-2 at home to Ipswich in 2014-15. The Bees have never lost on the 26th of December in the top flight, winning 2 and drawing 1. With this, their first such fixture since a 2-1 win over Sheffield United from back in 1946. God damn. Two of Brentford's 5 Premier League victories this season have been courtesy of 90th minute winners, including their win against Watford last time out. The only side to have had more wins thanks to 90th minute goals in their maiden campaign in the competition is Wigan Athletic 3 in 2005-2006. Neil Maupay is Brighton's highest top scorer in the Premier League this season with 6 goals. The former Brentford striker has had 3 occasions where he scored in consecutive appearances this term, last scoring in 3 consecutive matches in October of 2020. Andy Madley will be in charge, and it comes to the time where I make my prediction for this game. Guys, look, man, look, I actually learned something from the Tottenham game against Liverpool, where Tottenham were out for a long time, and when they came back, I thought they were going to be rusty, but they were actually sharper than I expected. And I think it's going to be the same situation here for Brighton, where they're going to have, you know, more power in their legs, less fatigue, of course. For Brentford, they played in the middle of the week after not playing for a little while, so they'll have more, you know, their recovery would be a little bit more difficult. And I could see Brighton, who has been very difficult to break down, do the double over Brentford here. Brentford, it has been a so-so form lately. Let's just scroll down to the form and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Brentford, a draw, a win, a loss, a draw, a win, right? For Brighton, we know what we're going to get. They lost last time around, but it's narrow. 3 draws on the bounce. I think it's time for them to win a game. To win a game on Boxing Day, and also to break that whole spell of 11 matches without a win. I think Brighton are going to pick up the win here. And I'm going to go for a 2-1 win for Brighton and Hove Albion. I think Lamptey, Cucurella, they're going to be a problem for Brentford. It's going to be a good battle between Canos, Henry if he's fit. But I just see Brighton troubling Brentford a bit more. Brentford's defense has been a little suspect lately, especially with Aya not there, and especially with David Raya not in goal. I think they've been a little suspect. So I'm going to go for the win for Brighton and move on. You know what I mean? Don't need to drag that one out too much. But Brighton 2, Brentford 1. Guys, let me know your prediction in the chat. I do appreciate that. So for Brighton, after this game, the next scheduled match will be against Chelsea on Wednesday, December the 29th. And as for Brentford, the scheduled game will be against Manchester City on Wednesday the 29th. That's going to be tough. That is going to be very, very tough. I'll be at the Brentford Community Stadium as well. So that's my thoughts on the first match this week. Talk to me, guys. Talk to me. So we got Cuthbert in the house who's saying 2-1 to Brentford. Brawlberry, 1-0 to Brighton. 0-0 online school. Adnan, I was working in a Chinese restaurant at a casino when I first heard about Corona. Dom, staying up for Santa tonight? Nah. I read that Pep is super disciplined in keeping his players from unnecessary social activities. Well, you need to be disciplined right now. Not like Romelu Lukaku going out to a bar and picking up coronavirus, most likely from there, you know what I mean? Nippon, Brighton, Hove Albion 1, Brentford 1. Nippon, bro, haven't been seeing you around these parts lately at all, man. You know what I mean? Come on, bro. Come on. You abandoned us, bro. You really abandoned us. But nice to see you in here tonight. What else we got? Brighton, Brentford has a draw written all over it. Yeah, let's see, though. Let's see. Let us see what happens. Michael Olopino in the house. Thanks for supporting the channel all 2021 and before that. Appreciate it. 2-1 to Brentford. Elias, 1-0 to Brighton. They'll be without Bissouma to AFCON. Finally got called up. So he'll be available for the game. He should be available for the game. But, yeah, called up for Mali, right? So I have to do a stream sometime soon where I react to the African Cup of Nations squads. I do have to do that. I haven't made predictions yet. And the reason why I haven't made predictions is because uncertainty over the damn competition. But we're going to keep it moving. And the next match that I have scheduled to talk about, we're going to run through these, guys. We're going to really run through these. West Ham, Southampton. West Ham versus Southampton here. Record head-to-head 39 games, recent meetings, and form guide coming into the game. Let's see all of that there. Let's keep it there, and let's talk about this game. So, last game, Arsenal beat West Ham 2-0, and Tottenham did beat them in the EFL Cup quarterfinal 2-1. So, losing back-to-back London derbies there. For Southampton, they picked up a 2-2 draw against Crystal Palace after they went behind early, and they went ahead 2-1 and allowed Crystal Palace to come back into the game. Damn, where's my voice going? Anyways. 30 minutes of talking does that to you, though. Talking all 2021 does that to you as well. So, the last time these two teams met, it was a 0-0 draw. Prior to that, a 3-0 win for West Ham, a 0-0 draw. Southampton has one win in the last 10 Premier League fixtures against West Ham, coming back in August of 2017, a 3-2 thriller at St. Mary's Park. So, you know who's the favorite here, right? Of course, it's the Hammers. Ralph Hasenhuttl versus David Moyes. This will be the 5th edition of that clash, with Hasenhuttl losing twice and drawing twice, yet to beat David Moyes, who has the inverse of the record, the more positive record. David Moyes against Southampton, solid, 18 games, 7 wins, 8 draws, 3 losses. And Ralph Hasenhuttl, in 7 total matches against West Ham, has failed to pick up a win, 5 losses, and 2 draws. All-time results, 39 matches, 11 wins for Southampton, 19 for West Ham, 9 draws. Home record for West Ham, brilliant, with 14 wins, 4 losses, and a draw. Players to watch. For West Ham United, I chose to go with Thomas Soucek, who I think is going to be a menace. He's always there. He's ever present in the midfield, and he's just that box-to-box, hard-working midfielder that you want to have in your team, along with Declan Rice. So you have 2 hard-working midfielders. Both of these guys are box-to-box, and that has been the driving force of this West Ham United team. Soucek is the Iron Man. He just keeps going. He gets banged up. He just keeps going. And I think he was really good against Tottenham midweek. Unlucky not to score. So keep an eye on Thomas Soucek in this game. For Southampton, I spoke about him the last time around, and he came up with the goods. James Ward-Prowse, the captain. Direct free kick goal. And they need that from him. They need a talisman to sparkle. They need him to shine in order for Southampton to keep picking up these points. So let's keep an eye on both Thomas Soucek and James Ward-Prowse. In terms of the news, West Ham, as I mentioned previously for Brentford, they played midweek. Southampton didn't, so we all know who's going to be the fresher of the 2 outfits. It's going to be Southampton. They had a lot more time to prep. And West Ham, more miles in their legs, less time to recover. And they have a lot of injury problems in their team right about now. So, look. West Ham, Vladimir Kufal came back from suspension. Kurt Zuma and Ogbonna, they are out long-term. Aaron Cresswell, Ben Johnson, and Ryan Fredericks are all fit again. And Mikel Antonio missed the last game after positive coronavirus tests, and most likely could be out for this one as well. For Southampton, Che Adams and Stuart Armstrong, they should be back after a little injury problem. No COVID cases reported. Alex McCarthy is still injured. That's the goalkeeper. Fraser Foster could be back from injury. And Willie Caballero could be, making way. Or maybe they'll just let him keep, or maybe they'll extend that short 1 month contract to the end of the season there. As I mentioned, there could be injuries, COVID cases just before the game, so we don't want to be too conclusive on that one at all. So, did you know, after joining their first ever Premier League away match 3-3 at West Ham in 1994, May of 1994, none of Southampton's last 18 visits to the Hammers in the competition has finished level. The Saints have just won 4 of these 18 meetings, losing 14. Losing the last 4 in a row and conceding 3 goals each time. West Ham have won more matches, 19, and more home fixtures, 14, against Southampton in the Premier League than they have versus any other side in the competition. They love to play against Southampton. David Moyes has suffered defeats in just 2 of his 17 Premier League meetings, with Southampton winning 7, drawing 8, losing 1-0 with Everton in September of 2002 and 4-0 with Sunderland in February of 2017. Damn, I forgot he managed Sunderland. Seriously. Sunderland are now in League One. Can't even believe they won the Premier League a couple seasons ago, right? Crazy when you think about it. Amanda Broja has scored 4 goals in 6 Premier League starts, making him Southampton's top league goal scorer this season. All 4 of the Albanian's goals have given the Saints the lead and have been worth 5 points overall. Kevin Friend would be in charge of this game. So, in terms of my prediction here, look, West Ham played brilliantly against Tottenham, and I think they were unlucky not to pick up the win and move on to the EFL Cup semis, but it was testament to brilliant goalkeeping from Hugo Lloris. This time around, he won't have a goalkeeper with the quality of Lloris in goal. It's either going to be Fraser Forster, I doubt. It's going to be Willie Caballero, who's 40 years old these days and who doesn't have a lot of matches under his belt recently, has been the backup keeper at both Man City and Chelsea over the last couple years, or in the twilight of his career. And he's just been, he haven't been so impressive, but, has done a fairly okay job. And I think that would be one Achilles heel for Southampton in this game for sure. They have been dealing with a lot of injuries, suspension of their backline, so that has been chopping and changing. But a positive results against Crystal Palace would be somewhat of a motivation coming into a game against West Ham where history isn't on their side whatsoever. I think Southampton has shown a lot of promise, but the end product has been lacking on quite a few occasions. I don't think they have the personnel in their team to really trouble sides like they could when they had a Danny Ings in their team. But we know they always sell, they replace, they're going through a transition period right about now. But as for West Ham, they have been really good this season. Falling by the wayside a bit. Take a look at the form right now. And West Ham with a loss, a draw, only 1 win in their last 5, while Southampton doesn't have a win in their last 5. So both teams going through tough periods. But for West Ham, I do fancy the Hammers, their history, the way they've been playing this season, very positive, and they need a win badly. This is a team that really needs a win. They were doing so well, and because of this drop-off, they kind of, really fell away, 4 points behind Arsenal, and they're in jeopardy of dropping out the top 6 altogether. And this game could be an opportunity for them to continue to place a stronghold on the top 6 position. So, look, I don't see anything else but a West Ham win here. Even if Antonio doesn't feature, I think they have enough forwards to rotate Fornals, a Benrahma, a Vlasic. You have a Jared Bowen. You got goals all over the field. But I'm kind of worried for the defense. Issa Diop and Craig Dawson. They played midweek and they have to play again. Fullbacks have been injured left, right, and center. And it's gonna be a tricky one, definitely. Not to mention Fabianski, gotta give him some credit in goal. He has been solid. But for me, West Ham United 2, Southampton 1 is my prediction here. Let me know yours in the chat. I think that's a solid prediction. West Ham might just go on to score 3, but I see a win here for the Hammers. In terms of the next game, 5th place West Ham United will meet Watford in a London derby on Tuesday. Then they have another London derby against Crystal Palace on New Year's Day. So I do work on New Year's Day too. That's a Saturday. Wow, that's double time and a half there. I love it. I love it though. So for Southampton, the Saints, who are all the way in 15th position with 17 points, the next game coming up will be against Tottenham. Team that they don't perform too badly against, as far as I could recall. Then they got some, Newcastle. I don't want to say easier fixtures, but they got Newcastle, Swansea in the FA Cup, Wolves, then Man City, Tottenham again, Man United. So I think I think right now, looking at the Saints, they might get drawn into the whole relegation battle, but they'll survive. They'll survive. They got enough quality to surprise teams and pick up the odd win or 2 or the odd draw. So that's my thoughts on that game. West Ham 2, Southampton 1. I have predicted West Ham to win the last couple of games, and they haven't. So let's see how that one goes. So big up to the boy Ryan LFC, who says Merry Christmas to you, Dominic, and your family. What else we got here? Ryan, you acting like you ain't even got my phone number, bro. You're coming on YouTube to tell me Merry Christmas to me and my family. Come on, bro. You could do better than that. You know what I'm saying? You could do way better than that, man. So we got Adam the Great in the house. Merry Christmas, Adam. Ho, 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 ho. Guys, one thing about me, I keep it real, man. Keep it real. Maybe too real sometimes. But it's Merry Christmas over in Croatia already. And I even ran into some news that a player by the name of Peter Bočkaj of Osijek signed for Dinamo Zagreb. And Bočkaj is a player I discovered a couple years ago, but he had a discipline problem. He even crashed his car into the club, the club store, I think, training facility, and he got banned for a while. But this guy, nice. When I tell you, nice on a free kick on a dead ball situation, Peter Bočkaj. But he was about 21, 22 back then. He's 25 now, and Dinamo signed him. So it's interesting to see what comes of that move, whether he finally gets a call up to the Croatian national team. But that player is nice. When I tell you nice, real nice. So who else we got in here? Johnny Longs in the house. What are your predictions for this game, guys? We got Brawlberry saying 3-1 to West Ham. Online School 3-1. Leo 2-1 to West Ham. Close. West Ham playing poorly. Yeah. What else we got in here, man? In terms of the predictions, what else we got? All right. No other predictions? Guys, drop your predictions. If you have any questions for me, feel free to ask. Remember, the show must go on. Postponement or not, Liverpool ain't playing or not, whoever not playing, even if City's not playing, we got to come and do this. You see what I'm saying? Definitely got to come and do this, though. Definitely. Michael, 1-1 draw. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. 3-1 online school. Appreciate that. So we're going to keep it moving and move on to the 4th fixture. Well, the 3rd. I have it as a 4th, but the game was postponed while, writing this thing up. And the next game that I want to talk about is the match between Norwich and the Gunners. Yeah, Norwich versus Arsenal. 19 total meetings. See the last games with Arsenal doing well. Norwich picking up a draw there. And look at their form right there in front of your eyes. So, for Norwich, last game, 2-0 loss to Aston Villa. For Arsenal, a 4-1 win over Leeds and a 5-1 win over Sunderland in the Carabao Cup semi-final. So, they have been doing very well in terms of their attacking prowess. 9 goals across the last 2 games for the young Gunners. Saka, Smith Rowe, Martinelli, Odegaard, and co. Tomiyasu, Ben White, Gabriel. The team is really young. Kieran Tierney. You got the boy Nuno Tavares, Aaron Ramsdale. It's a young team, man. It's a young guns. Definitely young guns. So, what happened the last time these two teams met? They already met this year. September 11th, Arsenal picked up a 1-0 win. And previously, a 4-0 win last time Norwich was in the Premier League. Norwich also got a 2-2 draw. And they got a draw back in 2015. And their only win came in 2012. So, Norwich against Arsenal has pretty much been a mismatch. 19 total matches, 10 wins for Arsenal, 7 draws, 2 wins for the Canaries. At home, the Canaries have 1 win, 5 draws, and 3 losses. So if they are to pick up a result, a positive result, most likely a draw at home. It's going to be very difficult, seeing the way Arsenal are playing these days, but it is quite possible. Anything's possible under the sun, right? Mikel Arteta versus Dean Smith. Third meeting, well, this is the 5th meeting, pardon me. Arteta, not good against Dean Smith. 1 win, 3 L's. Dean Smith with the opposite record, very good. And his record against Arsenal is very solid. 3 wins, 3 L's. While for Arteta against Norwich, 2 matches, 2 wins. 100% record there. 3 points per match against Norwich for the Spaniard. You know, I was running through every time I go on YouTube and I see Arsenal reviews, the Arsenal fans are so fickle. One time, Arteta don't know what he's doing. Arteta out, this, that. Arteta doesn't have a future. The man's been there for 2 years, okay? He's been there for 2 years, and he's definitely stabilized Arsenal. Definitely. Look at all the sackings that happen around Arteta, right? He even won a freaking FA Cup for Arsenal during that time. Come on, man. Stop being ungrateful. Please, Arsenal fans. Stop being ungrateful. I beg you. I beg you. I implore. Stop it. Arteta, he's done a pretty good job. You know what I'm saying? He's not perfect, but he's positive. He's definitely positive, and he means well. And he got the team playing some damn good football. So, players to watch. Players to watch. I'm going to go with Norwich goalkeeper Tim Krul because I think he's going to be a very busy man. If he's available and doesn't have COVID, I think he's going to be a very busy man. And if Norwich are to walk away with something from this game, I think Tim Krul will definitely be the man to help them do so. Right? I don't think Aaron Ramsdale will be as busy as Tim Krul in this game. So I'm going to go for Tim Krul because, to be honest, who else am I going to go for? You know what I mean? Timo Pukki doesn't always get the service. I don't know if Cantwell's going to play. Rashica is injured. You know what I mean? Norwich is just all over the place right now. So, all the best to Dean Smith after getting sacked by Aston Villa, taking over Norwich. I don't think they'll sack him again, but all the best in the championship, bro. They could still survive. You never know. You never know. So, for Arsenal, they played in the middle of the week, so this could actually work into Norwich's favor. And let's keep that one in mind. They did rotate. Arsenal did rotate, but remember their players are young, and young people just like to run and play, and just, they never want to take a break. That adrenaline, you know what I'm saying, that youthful zest flowing through their veins. For Norwich, Grant Hanley, Milo Rashica, Matthias Norman are all out injured, while Andrew Omar Bamidele is also injured. Ozan Kabak fit once again. So, guys, it's the same situation with the coronavirus. There's been reported few fresh cases and few recoveries, and it's definitely unknown to see. In terms of who's gonna play, who's available for this game, is definitely unknown because not all clubs reveal who got the coronavirus. But for Arsenal, Mikel Arteta did reveal that Pablo Mari and Albert Sambi Lokonga picked up the virus, the vid. Well, Tomiyasu, he's in doubt after picking up an injury in the Sunderland clash. Did he play against Sunderland? I can't even remember. But he recently picked up an injury, and Mikel Arteta and Aubameyang, they're not seeing eye to eye right now, and Aubameyang will be a doubt. Punishment, the reason. Callum Chambers has been MIA. He's a player I just wanted to mention. And I have to say, guys, Callum Chambers should actually look to leave Arsenal. What do you guys think? He should look to just leave, you know what I mean? Try to find a club where he could actually play regular football and not just sit on the bench at Arsenal. I don't think he has a future there. What do you think? What do you think, guys? Just let me know your thoughts on these deadwood players like Callum Chambers and, you know, who else? Who else is deadwood at Arsenal? Maybe a player like Cedric Suarez. Pablo Mari for sure, in my opinion. They need to move on from some of these guys, man. These guys are just getting paid to do absolutely nothing. So, look. Let's move on to the inside section. You know, I got too much into Arsenal there a bit. Let's move on to the inside. Did you know? Norwich are aiming for their first victory on Boxing Day, drawing 1 and losing 6, playing more matches than any other side without ever winning. Norwich are at the foot of the table with 10 points. Only 3 teams, bottom of the Premier League table at the start of Boxing Day, have avoided relegation. West Bromwich Albion in 2004-05, Sunderland in 13-14, and Leicester in 14-15. So let's see if Norwich could repeat that trick. Arsenal have lost just 2 of their 23 Premier League matches on Boxing Day, winning 14 and drawing 7. Impressive. Going down 3-2 at Coventry City in 1999, 2000, and 4-0 at Southampton in 2015-16. The Gunners earned their first Premier League win of the season in the reverse fixture at Norwich. Only twice previously have they done the Premier League double against them, 2004 and 2013-14. And in terms of the prediction, guys, look, man. Look, Graham Scott will be in charge, but look, in terms of the prediction here, man, guys, we know where this game is heading. Let's keep it real. Let us keep it real. Arsenal, let's take a look at the squad right now. I just want to highlight this squad right now. This Arsenal squad looks good. They look good, and they're really in form right now. You got to give it to Aaron Ramsdale in goal, and the defenders have really stepped up their game this season. Gabriel and Ben White building a good partnership. Rob Holding, new lease on life. What a head of hair. Wow. I was actually talking about Rob Holding at the beginning of the season, and I might have to do me a Rob Holding when I run into some money, man. God damn, Holding. Your head's looking good, baby. Jeez. It looked horrible at the beginning of the season, though. But that hair treatment, whatever you did, bro, the transplant, yeah, bro. I don't understand why more y'all don't do it. You make that good money. Invest 1 paycheck in it, bro. 1 or 2 or 3. Just invest in yourself. Cedric Suarez, back up at most. Arsenal's definitely going to get rid of him. Takehiro Tomiyasu has been massive. Nuno Tavares has been really good. Callum Chambers, Deadwood, Pablo Mari, and Sead Kolasinac. These guys are out of here. Look, the midfield of Thomas Partey and Granit Xhaka, don't trust me. They look good. They look good. With Thomas Partey, of course, being the more disciplined of the two, he'll be gone for the African Cup of Nations. Yeah, Ghana did qualify, right? And they do have cover. Ainsley Maitland-Niles could, get some more time. Sambi Lukanga. El Neni will be at the AFCON, I think, if he's in the Egypt squad. And look, the Arsenal team has just been solid, man. Smith Rowe, Odegaard, Saka. Listen, way too much. The point I'm trying to make, way too much for this Norwich team. I don't know how this Norwich City team are going to keep this Arsenal side on a leash. Really don't know. Really don't know. Martinelli, has been released. Pepe could come off the bench, but he'll be going to the AFCON, I think. I haven't even looked at, to be honest, to be completely honest, I can't tell the last time I looked at the teams that qualified for the AFCON, man. There's been so much doubt over that competition. I usually would have put out a video already, a prediction, and I am yet to do so. I think I'll do something next week. I got to do something next week. So look out for that one. But the Arsenal team would be too good for this Norwich City team. Josh Sargent has been doo-doo this season. Zolis and Rashica hasn't really hit the ground running, and they've been in and out of the team. And it's just the lack of quality in this team that bothers me. And I've talked about this from the beginning of the season. Arsenal 3, I think they're letting a goal. Norwich 1. That's my prediction. The Gunners would continue to hold on to that top 4 place with Tottenham and United, West Ham United as well, hot on their heels. That's my prediction. Arsenal 3, Norwich 1. Yet another L for the Canaries. So for Arsenal after that, they have Wolves. That will be a very, very tricky game on Tuesday. Then they got Man City first thing in 2022. You want to start it out on a good note, right? It's going to be hard. Liverpool in the EFL Cup. They got some tough games coming up. Got Nottingham Forest in the Cup. Liverpool again, semi-final. North London Derby. And got some kind fixtures after that. So that's what's going on with 4th place Arsenal. I can't believe I'm saying that. Arsenal are 4th. Yeah, damn. For Norwich, they're at the bottom of the table. 20th. And the next game will be against another London team in Crystal Palace. They got Leicester, Charlton in the FA Cup. And they got Everton. So they could try to stay in the FA Cup and win it. You know what I mean? They could play Europa League from the Championship. Hasn't been done on a lot of times, but it's been done, I think. I think one team did it, if I'm not mistaken. I think it might have been Portsmouth or one of them teams did it, man. It might have been Wigan or one of them teams that played the FA Cup from the second, Europa League from the 2nd division or something. Qualifiers or something. I did talk about that before, but let's see. Yeah, so that's my thoughts on that game. Big up to everybody in the house. Make sure you guys like the video. What are you guys doing in terms of the likes right now? We got 23 likes. We're doing damn well, and I appreciate that, man. So Elias Sambi Lukanga is back in training, and I think Obama should go and play for Gabon in the friendlies they've got against Saudi Arabia. Yeah, that'll be weird for him to do that too, you know. But all right, thanks for letting me know Sambi Lukanga is back in training, but he did come down with coronavirus. So let's see if he actually, features. Darnell Turner, Merry Christmas, Dom. Glad to have found your soccer YouTube channel as a new subscriber this month. Big up to you, bro. Thank you very much for being a sub, and hope to see you more and more in these live streams and in the comments. So, did you think Arsenal missed Aubameyang since his disciplinary action from Arteta? No. They definitely didn't. Thriller, Cedric Cullum Chambers, Pablo Mari Lukanga out with Omicron. Tomiyasu has a muscle injury. Obama on his way out and not available. Big up to the girl. Alicia in the house. How you doing? How are you? Nice to see you in here, man. Coming out from Australia. Are you in Australia right now? My Grenadian friend there. Hey, Bob. How are you? How are you? One of these days, hey, Bob, we got to link up down in the Spice Island. You know, one of these days, man. We're still young. One of these days. So, we got Brawlberry 3-0 to Arsenal. What else we got here? Norwich's definition of a yo-yo club. Michael, I answered a question. Elias 4-1. Leo 3-0. 5-2 for Adnan. 1-1 draw. We're 3-0 to Arsenal, says Online School. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. So, guys, we're going to keep it moving. We're going to definitely keep it moving. And we got the next fixture coming up. And that fixture is the game. This one is a huge one. Aston Villa versus Chelsea. Whoa. Whoa. And a lot of people are waiting to hear what I have to say about this one. Definitely got a lot to say about this one. Definitely. I actually forgot that we had to talk about the teams that won't be playing. We'll talk about those 6 teams when we're done talking about these 7 matches. And those teams are Burnley, Watford, right? Burnley. Let me just get a bearing on what we gotta do. Liverpool, Leeds, Wolves, Watford, and we gotta talk Everton and Burnley. Those teams we gotta talk about. Can't forget about them. We'll touch on them when we're done talking about all these games. So let's keep the ball rolling. We're doing a pretty good job so far. What we got? 1 hour. 1 hour. Pretty good. You know what I mean? Maybe we got about another hour here or less. Let's see. Let us see. So Villa versus Chelsea. Okay. Last game, Villa 2, Norwich 0. Chelsea picked up a 1-1 draw against Everton, but beat Brentford in the EFL Cup 2-0 to move on to the semi-final. What happened the last time Villa and Chelsea met? Okay. They did meet twice already this season. 3rd round of the EFL Cup. Chelsea won 5-4 on penalties. And they defeated Villa 3-0 on September 11th. Villa only have 1 win in their last 10 games, dating back to 2014 against Chelsea, which was a win on the final match the last season, a 2-1 win, and they did pick up a draw, so they remained unbeaten against Chelsea last season. Could they actually bounce back and get some kind of point or something from Chelsea? Well, I have to say this is the perfect time to do so with their indifferent form. 53 total Premier League games between the two teams. Chelsea with 27 wins, 13 for Villa, and 13 draws. Home form for Villa against Chelsea in the league, 8 wins, 11 losses, 7 draws. Pretty decent, if you ask me. Thomas Tuchel will be coming up against Steven Gerrard for the first ever time. And Tuchel's record against Villa would be 3 matches, 2 wins, and a draw. This will be the first time Steven Gerrard is managing against Chelsea, but have played against the London team on many occasions during his prestigious playing career. So, in terms of players to watch for both teams, for Aston Villa, I'm going to actually go for John McGinn. I think this game might be won in the midfield. Like, whoever win that midfield battle would go on to win the game. You win the balls back in the midfield, you drive forward, you punish. Whoever makes, a lot, get the other team to make the most mistakes, turn the ball over, transition, and you beat. And you teach. So, I'm going to go for John McGinn, who does fly under the radar quite a lot, is a goal threat and does the dirty work in the middle of the field. For Chelsea, only one player could actually talk about right now, and it's N'Golo Kante. N'Golo Kante has this Chelsea team looking much better. It's going to take some time for them to actually get back to their very best, but Kante actually helps them to get near that. And whenever Kante is in the team, it's a better team. I just like the way he's busy and he wins the ball back and he drives forward, and he could, be a similar effect as a John McGinn. And that's why I chose to talk about both these players. So look out for that battle in the midfield there. And look out for that N'Golo Kante effect. Is it going to be enough to earn Chelsea 3 points? That's what they need, 3 points. Look at the form. Here. It is not good. It's not the form of a team that wants to win the Premier League title. Not at all. Villa got more wins in the last 5 than Chelsea, right? More wins and more points. 1 point more than Chelsea in the last 5. So, pretty impressive stuff. We know the team. We know the informed team coming into this game. And the Villa games that they lost were against the two best teams in the league, City and Liverpool. Well, for Chelsea, I can't say they drop points against the best teams in the league at all. And they have. And they have. So that's something to actually mention. So, look, in terms of the notes, Chelsea played in the middle of the week, which could actually play into Aston Villa's hands, and Chelsea have been definitely depleted by coronavirus. Players are coming back. Players are not really 100%. There could be after effect of the virus, and, there's a lot of different variables to factor in when you talk about this game. But for Aston Villa, they will be without Leon Bailey, Marvelous Nakamba, Anwar El Ghazi, Morgan Sanson, Bertrand Traore, and Keenan Davis have all been out with injuries, so there are definitely doubts for this game. Steven Gerrard said in his press conference, I watched his whole press conference, something that I have to get into more often, watching all the press conferences and stuff like that. But it's pretty hard, man. It's hard to watch 20 press conferences. Right, guys? Think about it, man. It's hard and it's boring, man. Oh, man. I work so hard, right? I work so freaking hard. But there will be players affected by the coronavirus. Gerrard said they're testing every minute, every day, and anything could change at any given time. For Chelsea, Lukaku, Hudson-Odoi, and Andreas Christensen return to training after testing positive from COVID. Ben Chilwell will be out. Hakim Ziyech, Timo Werner, Kai Havertz, Ruben Loftus-Cheek are all doubts for this game. But guys, to be honest, I don't even know who's going to feature here, man. With this coronavirus, with this Omicron thing going around, sounds like a Decepticon or something. I really don't know. I honestly don't know who's going to play and who's not going to play. We'll just have to wait and see who gets named in the matchday squad, who gets named in the 11, so on and so forth. So, did you know? Did you know? Did you know? This is the sixth time Aston Villa and Chelsea have met in a league match on Boxing Day, fourth in the Premier League, with Chelsea remaining unbeaten in the 5 contests so far, winning 3, drawing 2. The last such match came in the 07-08 season, a 4-4 draw at Stamford Bridge. Villa have won their last 3 Boxing Day league matches, their longest run on the 26th of December since a run of 5 between 1908 and 1913. Chelsea's last 2 Premier League matches have finished level, with the Blues last drawing 3 consecutive league fixtures back in February of 2012. They have never gone 3 league matches without a win under Thomas Tuchel. Villa won this exact fixture last season, last winning back-to-back home league matches against Chelsea in April of 2004. Martin Atkinson would be in charge of this game. And it comes to the point where I let you guys know my prediction for the mighty, mighty Blues against the Villains here. Look, I need to take a sip of water, man. I got a lot to say here. I got a lot to say. I got a lot to say. You got to give it to Steven Gerrard for what he's done since he came in. You know what I'm saying? The man has been picking up a lot of points. A lot of points. With only Liverpool and City picking points off him, and City and Liverpool had to grind for those wins. So, give it up to Steven Gerrard and what he's done so far as an Aston Villa manager. This Aston Villa team has looked really good as well. And the more I see them, the better they look. They just need to keep their players fit. And I think they still need a bit of depth in terms of their defense, though. They really do. Fullback, center back, decision making there is kind of suspect. Tyrone Mings comes to mind, right? But they're definitely moving in the right direction. They have invested a lot in the team since their promotion back to the Premier League, but they have struggled. This has been really good for them this season, right? They're meeting Chelsea at the right time, where Aston Villa are clicking with youngster Jacob Ramsey playing some damn good football. John McGinn looks good. You have Ollie Watkins on top of his game. Danny Ings looking to find form. Emi Buendia could spark at any given time. With Cash and Target working very hard down the wings. Right? Douglas Luiz comes to mind in the midfield. Always working very, very, very hard. This is a tough team to beat. And Chelsea coming into this game, not in very good form. Lukaku has been an absent man. 100 million paid for him. He has not lived up to expectations. He's been injured. He's got coronavirus. When he's played, he hasn't really, he hasn't really looked the part. Chelsea has just been hampered by injuries. Injuries, COVID, illnesses. And it's a headache for Thomas Tuchel. I give Chelsea so much praise at the beginning of the season that people are now saying, oh, damn, what's your problem with Chelsea? I ain't got no problem with Chelsea. When you look at the Chelsea team at the beginning of the season, you have to drool over that team, right? Look at the team. Look at the attacking options. Look at the defensive options they had coming into the season. You're talking about up top, you got Ziyech, you got Havertz, you got Werner, Lukaku, Hudson-Odoi, Pulisic. You have Barkley and Loftus-Cheek. And it's like, you see what I'm saying? I had to give him a lot of praises. And their defense, let's not even get into that. But they have really dropped off in form, man. They have really dropped off in form. And the fact that Mendy's going to the AFCON would further affect the team. But Kepa looked good in the cup. He did. But still, could you trust Kepa for a long period of time? I don't know. He's a cup guy. You know what I'm saying? This is a league game. This is different. This is way different. Way, way different. I don't know. I really, like, right now, the state that Chelsea are in, I don't know if I could predict them to win this game. I really don't know if I could do that. It would be unfair to Aston Villa for me to go and talk up Chelsea and predict them to beat them. You see what I'm saying? I know anything could happen. It's a football match. Anything could definitely happen. But Chelsea weren't that good against Brentford, and they put out the best team I think that they possibly could. The last Premier League game, they said they didn't want to play it. This one, you got to play it. You see what I'm saying? Boxing the fixture. A lot of fixtures. Weekend, midweek. Now you play it again. Aston Villa, I think, would be rubbing their hands going into this game, and they would fancy their chances of picking up a win. I don't think they're going to win the game, but I think this is going to be a high-scoring 2-2 draw. Another draw for Chelsea. Another draw. Another draw for Chelsea. I won't be surprised if they lose the game either. But I'm gonna go for a draw. 2-2 draw. Aston Villa versus Chelsea. It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one. I'm out watering one, so keep a napkin or two or a few next to you to wipe your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Gonna be drooling over this one. I think this is gonna be good. So that's my prediction. That's my analysis. Let me know yours in the chats. As for the next games, we got 10th place Aston Villa. The next match will be against Leeds on Tuesday. Then they got Brentford. Pretty good fixtures. United in the cup. Then they got United again, back-to-back games, and Everton. As for 3rd place Chelsea, who are falling off a bit, falling out the title race a bit if you ask me. The next game will be against Brighton and Hove Albion. And on the 2nd of January, they play Liverpool. Oh, I'm just remembering, guys. I have a birthday coming up, man. My birthday is January 7th. Is there any games playing that day? No, I think we got FA Cup games that day. Might be FA Cup games on January 7th. So that's my birthday coming up. I don't even know what day that is, to be honest. That is actually, my birthday is on a Friday. Okay. All right. Okay. I might actually work on my birthday too. You know, I'm into that overtime for 2022, man. Gotta make that money, man. Gotta make that money. So big up to everybody in the stream right about now. We got 46 people in here. I can see a lot of people joining while I was talking about the Chelsea Aston Villa match. Guys, make sure you like the video. Let's try to get the stream up to 50 thumbs up. We'll definitely appreciate that. We're 1 hour 14 minutes in. We're going very smoothly. We're making good progress. We got A-Bob coming in with a 3-2 win for Aston Villa here. 1-1. N'Golo is great for us, Brawlberry. 2-1 to Chelsea. Philip says 2-1 to Villa. Up the villains. 1-1 says AD. Big up to the boy AD. And Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everybody in here right about now. Chelsea play Spurs 3 times in January, plus Liverpool and City. Yeah, it's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough. Leo said a 2-2 draw for Aston Villa versus Chelsea. Is this Leo from South Africa by chance? Is this Leo from South Africa, if I'm not mistaken? Owen Dilworth coming in with a big prediction. 3-1 win for Aston Villa here. What we got? Michael Olopido 3-0 to Arsenal. Okay. What we got, man? What we got? Guys, drop the predictions. Drop the question. All right, that's the different Leo. Okay. Guys, drop the predictions. Drop the questions. Whatever questions you have for me, drop it. I have something planned for 2022, you know. I have a new thing I want to do, like a new show. I've been wanting to do it for a long time, but I haven't done it because it's like a source where I find out a lot of things, and I didn't really want to reveal the source, but I was like, screw that, man. I'ma just talk about it. I'ma just go on the source and just go through all the articles and talk about and react to all the things I see. You know what I'm saying? And just get the content out there, because I've been wanting to do that type of content where I talk about things that's going on all over the world. It's like the football rabbit hole type show, but it's different. It's different. I don't want to give it away right now, but by doing that, I'll be able to put more content out by going through all the different articles, all the different things going on in world football, and then I'll just clip them out and have the separate clips on the channel. So that's something I'll do for 2022. So look out for that one. Look out for that one for sure. And we are going to keep it moving. We are winding down, and the next game that we're going to talk about is the match between Newcastle United and Manchester United. This is a big game, man. This is a huge one. Newcastle do have 4 league titles back in the old days, while United have 20 combined. And I was actually looking up some history for Newcastle. They last won a major trophy back in the 50s, and they did win a little cup trophy back in the 70s. So it's been a long time since Newcastle actually won something, man. You know, but they'll be looking for that to change. They probably won a championship trophy to come up, but that's pretty much it. That's if they even won that one. I can't even remember. But anyways, let's talk about this game. So the last game, City beat Newcastle 4-0, and Man United's last game was a 1-0 win over Norwich City. So what happened the last time these two teams met each other, you may ask? Well, they did meet already this season, where this was one of United's more convincing wins of the season. One of them came against Leeds, and the other one came against Newcastle in a 4-1 drubbing in front of 73,000 screaming fans at the Theatre of Nightmares. Theatre of Dreams. I'm just saying nightmares, you know what I'm saying? The United fans are beginning to dream again on the Ralph Ragnick, by the way, you know what I'm saying? Came in the nick of time. Anyways, so Newcastle do have 2 victories across the last 10 games against Manchester United. And one of those came in October of 2019. The other one in February of 2018. So they do have some success recently against the Red Devils, and they'll be hoping to replicate that this time around. They do need it. They need it badly. And I mean, like a desert needs water, right? You know, that's how badly they need that, man. Come on. Newcastle struggling. Richest club in world football. struggling, and they're looking to bring in reinforcements during the winter break. Guys, if you also have any thing on Newcastle and the transfer links, let me know. I'll touch on that in the chat for sure. So, all-time results, 53 matches, 7 wins for Newcastle, 14 draws, 32 wins for Man United, scoring 112 goals, only conceding 54. So, it's been a one-sided fixture. Newcastle at home has been decent, 6 wins, 6 draws, and 14 losses. This will be the first time Eddie Howe will be facing Ralph Rangnick, and Ralph Rangnick will be playing against Newcastle for the first time in his career. Eddie Howe's record against United isn't the greatest, but he does have 2 wins, a draw, and 7 losses in his previous 10 games, most of them for Bournemouth, AFC Bournemouth, I should say. So, players to watch here. For Newcastle, I've gone with Alain Saint-Maximin because we know how good he is. And the last 2 times, we've seen him, I think that was the 2 games against Liverpool and Man City. And he looked the brightest player on the day, you know what I mean? He looked really good. A few tricks and skills I could remember there against both teams, and they looked to threaten. So, if they are to get something against United, they'll need Alain Saint-Maximin to be on his A game, man. But the thing about Saint-Maximin is that it's weird when you're playing in a team that's struggling. It's really weird. If the team was flourishing, Saint-Maximin, would have been on top of the world right now. Like, you know what I mean? I was going to say Rafinha, but Leeds are struggling right now. But you guys get the point I'm trying to make, right? I think Saint-Maximin, I don't want to be harsh on Newcastle, but I think Saint-Maximin deserves a better team right now, to be honest. To be honest. Imagine him in a different system doing his thing in a dominant team. You see what I mean? Really imagine him at a better team right now. I would actually, to think about it, Saint-Maximin at PSG would be nice when you really think about it, though. I think he's a former Nice player. He'll be good at PSG, where he could go and do his thing over in Ligue 1. Look, for United, it's a strange player that I went with, but I gotta give him his flowers, man. It's Fred. I chose to go in with Fred, not Ronaldo, not De Gea, but Fred, because I think he has been one of the key players for United this season, and especially under Ralph Rangnick. So I'm gonna say Fred, man. It's a weird one, right? Never expected me to say that, but I had to go with him, man. I had to go with him. Scored a winning goal against Crystal Palace, and he's just been that driving force in the middle of the field there in Ralph Rangnick 4-2-2-2 formation, and I think that's a formation that he'll continue to go with and has been effective for him so far. So, yeah. In terms of notes, Newcastle, Emil Kraft, Javier Manquillo could return from injury. I don't know if they'll make much of a difference, if you ask me. Not very, effective players, if you ask me. Not players that are going to affect the game big time. You see what I'm saying? Jamal Lewis, Federico Fernandez, injured. Paul Dummett, out long term. Isaac Hayden, suspended. John Joe Shelby would definitely miss this game. He hasn't trained this week. For United, this is their first game in 16 days. Edinson Cavani, Rafael Varane fit again. A lot of players got time to recover. There's been, few COVID breakouts, not that I know who exactly got the virus, but Luke Shaw, Wan-Bissaka fit again, but Ralph Rangnick has been going with Telles and Dalot. Paul Pogba remains out injured. Anthony Martial has been linked with a move to Newcastle United. I think he should actually take that move and see if he could actually help save the Geordies, because he hasn't been playing and he has no future. I've heard a fee of about $6 million for Martial. I'm like, $6 million for Martial? Really? United paid big money for him. $6 million? he's gotten that cheap. It's like, wow, crazy when you think about it. But yeah, that's what it is. That's definitely what it is. So let's see who will show up for United on the day. Did you know Manchester United have scored 112 Premier League goals against Newcastle? No team have scored more against a single opponent in the competition's history. Arsenal also 112 against Everton. Newcastle have conceded 79 Premier League goals in 2021, the joint most in a single calendar year in the competition. Also Ipswich Town in 1994. The last top flight team to concede more over the course of a year were West Bromwich Albion in 1985-87. And it could get worse. Could definitely get worse for Newcastle. Only against Aston Villa 8 has Cristiano Ronaldo scored more Premier League goals than he has against Newcastle 7. His 7 goals have come in his last 4 league appearances against them, including a brace on his return to Man United in the reverse fixture this season. Newcastle have won 2 of their last 4 Premier League matches at home against United, losing 2. More than they had in their previous 13 against the Red Devils at St. James's Park, winning 1, drawing 3, and losing 9. They did lose this exact fixture 4-1 last season. However, Craig Parson will be in charge, and it's time for me to let you guys know who I think is going to go on to win this game. Look, United have not been so pretty under Ralph Rangnick, but they have been attractive. Really effective, pardon me, not attractive. I said they haven't been pretty. How could they? They haven't been pretty, but they have been effective. Pardon me on that one. And that's what's important. You could see their form: win, draw. Right? You can see that, right? And you can see that L against Watford. That was Ole. Definitely Ole. Ralph Rangnick has definitely steadied the ship. Newcastle's form has been indifferent. 3 L's in their last 3 games against very difficult Premier League oppositions. And then they face yet another difficult one in Man United. You know, so guys, you already know where this one is heading. I think it's going to take a miracle. I don't even need to go too deep into anything else when it comes to this one. I honestly think I'll be wasting my time. I know I'm probably underestimating Newcastle with this one, but in the state and shape that they're in right now, as much as I would love, as a City fan, I would love them to beat United, it ain't happening. 2-1 to United. I think they'll score a goal, but I think United would actually win the game. 2-1. They're too much quality comparing to what's at Newcastle. You see what I'm saying? The thing about United is that they didn't lack the quality, they just lacked the guidance. And now they have somebody who actually has a brain, a football brain, a coaching brain, I should say, in charge. And they're looking much better, but I think it's too late in terms of a title charge or anything like that. And the way it's looking, it seems like Ralph Rangnick might actually have to stay on as manager, though. Unless United managed to scoop up maybe an Eric Ten Hag next season. You see what I'm saying? So I'm going for United to win the game 2-1. I'm going to keep that one short and sweet. I won't get too deep there. And in terms of United, who right now are in 6th position, their next game will be against Burnley. If that one do go ahead, you know, the COVID situation that, you know, with Burnley and a lot of Premier League clubs right now. Let's see if that one happens. That's next Thursday. Then they got Wolves, Villa, twice, FA Cup in the league, West Ham. Man United got a period there, if I'm being completely real, all the way to the Man City game on March 5th, where they could definitely pull things back in their season unless they go through a slump. But I think Man United would actually get back up on their feet and they would actually challenge for that top 4 spot. The title, I think, might be a little bit far-fetched at the moment, where even if they win their games in hand, they would still be 11 points off the top. So I think it's too far gone. They'll have to think about next season and the title, right? Yeah. So, in terms of the next fixture for Newcastle, who are currently 19th position, they play Everton. And that's not a bad team to play next Thursday. Then they got Southampton. A period where they could actually look to pull things back with 2 wins. 2 wins, maybe something against United, could actually have the Newcastle fans dreaming about survival again. So that's my thoughts on that one. Let me know yours in the chat. Do appreciate everybody in the house right about now dropping the predictions, liking up the video, saying happy holidays. You guys are the real deal. You know that, right? You know that, right? You know that. Aaron Guy in the house says Newcastle staying up. We shall see. We shall see. 2-0 to United, says A-Bob. Emmanuel in the house. How are you doing, Mr. Opoko? He says, I think Newcastle will be spending their new money in the championship. They will be spending some money, though. Martial linked, Trippier linked, Aaron Ramsey linked, and they're looking to bring in Sven Botman from Lille. I think he's plays for Lille these days. Yeah. And there's been a few players they've been linked to. They're really looking to bolster their team. But the thing that Eddie Howe was saying is if the players actually want to go to Newcastle. Big up to Stink Mina, ZA. Emmanuel, bro, where are you based, bro? Where are you based? Where are you based right now? Where you living? Phil Jones, 4-0 United. Phil Jones, when are you going to feature again, bro? I haven't seen you on the field for a while. You've been back in the match this squads, but you haven't been playing, bro. Come on. We need to see you out there. Guys, if you haven't yet liked the video, make sure you do so. We got 33 likes. We need 17 more to hit 50 while we're live. Could we make it happen? Could you guys do it? Could you do it? I think you guys got it in you, you know. I think you got it in you. I think there's a few people in here who are yet to like the video. All right, the boy Emmanuel coming out of Ohio, Midwest. Big up to Emmanuel. I've never been to Ohio, though. Never. Never. Phil Jones leaving in January. I think I've been seeing Phil Jones linked to Newcastle as well. Waiting for that Benfica move. Ah, man. Funny. But with that being said, guys, we're an hour 32 minutes in. We got 2 fixtures to touch on. And the next one that we're going to be talking about will be the game between Tottenham Hotspur. I'm going to call them hot. They've been hot. They've definitely been hot. And Crystal Palace, London Derby in the house. Tottenham versus Crystal Palace. Antonio Conte faces off against Patrick Vieira. Pretty sure these players met during their playing career. You know, pretty sure. Maybe I'm not sure, but maybe they did. So, Tottenham Palace. Well, last game for Tottenham, 2-2 draw against Liverpool. That was a big result. And they defeated West Ham 2-1 in the EFL Cup quarterfinal. For Crystal Palace, picked up a 2-2 draw against Southampton. A result that they feel like they should have gotten a win in. So, a fixture that they feel like they should have won. So, good result nevertheless. Good result. Point is a point, you know. And these teams met already this season where Crystal Palace spanked Tottenham 3-0. Let me just refresh your memory here. Wilf Zaha, 76th minute. Hudson Edward, 84th. And Edward again in the 90th. After Nuno's team just capitulated in the last 15 minutes of the game. So, it's on and it's popping between these 2 London teams. So, Crystal Palace, that was only their 2nd win in their last 10 dating all the way back to 2017. And only their 4th win overall against their fellow London team. 4 out of 25 with 7 draws and 14 losses. Away to Tottenham, they only got 1 win. They got 4 draws and 7 losses. So, not bad, but they need to improve that away record against Spurs. big time, definitely. So Patrick Vieira versus Conte for the first time. This will be his second game versus Spurs. He won the first one. Conte versus Crystal Palace has been somewhat of a bogey team. 2 wins and 2 losses. You know what I'm saying? So not a very good record. Not at all. 1.5 a game. Players to watch. The players that I went with here. Spurs, Harry Kane, his form. That's what I want to talk about, his form. He scored against Liverpool. Shouldn't have been participating in this match. Should have got a red card. But he'll be playing if he's not out with coronavirus or injury. But he should be playing. I'm waiting to see if Harry Kane is actually going to continue scoring. That's what I want to see. He does have 7 goals in the fixture. So he's actually the highest goal scorer in the fixture Crystal Palace Tottenham. And followed by Heung-min Son. So these guys have been definitely influential whenever Tottenham meet Crystal Palace. So I'm willing to see if Harry Kane is going to continue that goal scoring form. For Crystal Palace, I'll have to go with the on loan Chelsea player Conor Gallagher. He's been making things tick. Hard working in the midfield, box to box pretty much. And he's been popping up with the goals. His best return ever in his career. And I'm really willing to see what trajectory his career takes. If it continues to be an upward one, or if he plateaus, or if he goes down. I'm willing to see what he does. So let's keep an eye on Conor Gallagher. I wanted to say Zaha, but you know, his form has been very indifferent. Very, very. For Spurs, they played in the middle of the week, so this could play into Crystal Palace's hands, right? But I think Spurs are raring to go because they spent a lengthy period where they didn't play any matches, right? They didn't play a Conference League game. They got knocked out because of that. Missed a few Premier League games, and they came back looking good against Liverpool and followed it up with another win with a win. It felt like a win against Liverpool, right? But they followed up the big draw against Liverpool with a win against West Ham. 2 very difficult teams to play. So for them, Christian Romero would be out. Ryan Sessegnon would be a doubt. He looked good against Liverpool. No fresh injury concerns announced by Tottenham. But there has been the coronavirus lurking. Players could be unavailable last minute and things like that. For Crystal Palace, they've had a few COVID cases. No new injuries to really talk about. But James McArthur has been out injured for some time. He's 34 these days and he's definitely on his way out. So, did you know? Tottenham Hotspur unbeaten in the last 14 league matches on Boxing Day, winning 11 and drawing 3 since a 2-0 defeat at Portsmouth in 2003-04. It's the longest ongoing unbeaten run on this day by any side within the top 4 tiers of English football. If Harry Kane scores, he will match Robbie Fowler's Premier League record of 9 Boxing Day goals. Harry Kane has scored in all 5 of his Boxing Day Premier League appearances, the longest such scoring streak in the competition's history. He also holds a record for the best minutes per goal ratio on the 26th of December, 54 minutes, minimum 4 matches for qualification. As a player, Crystal Palace manager Patrick Vieira was on the winning side of all 8 of his Premier League matches played on Boxing Day, the best 100% win rate on 26th of December by a player in the competition's history. Crystal Palace have scored 7 goals in their last 3 Premier League London derbies, as many as their previous 10 such matches combined. The Eagles are unbeaten in their last 4 Premier League meetings between London sides, winning 1 and drawing 3, last having a longer such run without defeat in a top flight between April and November of 1997 matches against London teams there. So Jonathan Moss would be in charge of this game, and in terms of my prediction, who am I going for to go on to win, lose, or draw? Guys, I like what I see from Tottenham. I'm going to start it off by saying that I like what I see from Tottenham under Antonio Conte. Let's go and take a look at the form here. Come on, let's take a look at the form. Unbeaten in their last 5 games. That is tremendous. That is huge. That's mammoth. As for Crystal Palace, the form has been very bad. 3 losses on the bounce, and then that win against Everton, and then that draw against Southampton. Pulling things back a bit after, those losses. But then you run into Spurs in good form under Conte, who knows what he's doing. That's the crazy thing. As much as I don't want to, talk great things about Spurs, I got to keep it real and just say, yeah, guys, I've been talking a lot of shit about Spurs, if you don't know. They always beat City, right? Always. Knocked us out the Champions League a few seasons ago. Beat us already this season. I don't like Spurs like that. I picked up a Tottenham beanie, right? I got it right up there. Right, I'm looking at it right now. I can't wear it, but I couldn't leave it because I like football gear. And I just had to pick it up. Maybe I'll, let my son Liam wear it in a few years. His head ain't that big yet. But Tottenham, they're not looking too bad on the Conte at all, man. He got the team playing well. Reguilon, Emerson looking good on the wings. Skip, Winks, Hybier, Ndombele, whatever they playing in the middle. They look, you know what I mean? They're looking good. And I like the rotation. I like that he's giving everybody a chance. A new lease on life. Forget about the old, transgressions under Nuno. Forget about that. Come on, play football. Defense looking a little bit better. Lloris playing well. Giving the French players on the bench opportunities. A lot of positives to take from what Conte has done since he came in. As for Crystal Palace and Vieira, you never know what you're going to get. And that's very dangerous. It's dangerous on both sides, the negative and the positives. You never know. You might get a win, or you might get a loss, or you might get a draw. They've been really drawing a lot of games. But coming up against Spurs here, I think it's this is gonna be a good game. Palace have been playing some open, attractive football under Vieira. A lot of talented players in their team. Oliseh, Edward, Zaha comes to mind. Conor Gallagher, Eze, injured late, recently and now getting back to form. Guehi and Anderson has been back in the defense. The question is whether Patrick Vieira is going to go in with Jack Butland in goal or whether he's going to go with Guaita. That's the thing. I don't know what he's going to do. But it's left to be seen. Maybe they're trying to, phase out Guaita, who's 34 years old these days, but in goalkeeper age, that's pretty young still. Tottenham's going to be a very difficult team to play here. They play some positive football, driving the ball forward. Son, Lucas, Kane could all be very dangerous. Bergwijn look good in the middle of the week. So they got options. You guys know I'm leaning. You guys know what I'm leaning towards. I'm leaning towards a 3-1 win for Spurs here. Sorry, Palace fans, but I've never seen a Palace fan on the channel, by the way. But sorry, Palace fans. I think this one's gonna be a Spurs win, 3-1. Them to actually get revenge for that big win you picked up against them earlier in the season. So that's my final prediction. Spurs 3. Crystal Palace 1. Let me know your prediction in the chat. Spurs 7th right now, 26 points. Got a chance to go up in the top 6 according to the other results. And after Crystal Palace, they'll play Southampton, Watford. They got EFL Cup against Chelsea. They got Morecambe. You got Arsenal in the London derby. Not London derby. Chelsea, you know, they got some good games coming up. It's going to get tougher in February, though. But let's see. With Antonio Conte, seems like they're going to get a solid finish to the season. They're going to fight for Champions League. I do think they will fight for Champions League football under Conte. And they didn't look too bad on the Nuno either, but they just didn't believe in the Nuno, man. They just didn't. Didn't see the vision. The visions didn't align. So, as for Crystal Palace, who's 11th these days, the next game will be against Norwich. Then they got West Ham, London derby. Millwall, another London derby. And they got Brighton. So, let me know your thoughts on this one in the chat, guys. Do appreciate it. Big up to everybody in here. Make sure you smash the thumbs up button for the stream. We do appreciate everybody who have liked the video already. We got 38 likes. We need 12 more to get to 50. Philip Liverpool, thanks, bro. Thanks. Merry Christmas, Dom. Hope you and your family have a great Christmas. Thank you very much. Aaron Guy, by the way, Dom, I stuck to my word. Pool in the Mickey Mouse Cup semi, and I still couldn't care less about that shit trophy. I hear you. Stink Mina. Don't underestimate Palace. They are playing good football. Leo, Tottenham fan. You're a Tottenham fan? Okay. 2-0 to Spurs. The Tater Tots to win 3-0, says A-Bob. Conte has Spurs played well. Online school. Who else we got here in terms of prediction? The only league, by the way, that isn't decided is Portugal. Three-way race. 3-horse race. Sporting Benfica and Porto. Is La Liga decided? The last time we did a league check, I didn't check La Liga though. I don't think I'm going to do that tonight, man. I really not going to do that tonight. So guys, we go on to the last game. And that match is Man City, Leicester. But before we do, let's take a look at the fixtures again. And let's just talk about these teams here, man. Look, let's talk a bit about these teams. Liverpool, Leeds. Liverpool, Leeds. They were scheduled to play Leeds. I think they would have beaten Leeds and continue putting the pressure on Man City. Liverpool are currently in second position, right? 41 points, 18 matches played, 12 wins, 5 draws, and a loss. Only a solitary loss this season, but the draws, 5 draws, they add up. They really add up. That's 10 points drop. They add up. They really add up. So Liverpool find themselves 3 points behind Manchester City. And I think it's been a solid season for Liverpool. They've been really good in attack. First team to score 50 goals this season. Their defense has been resolute. 4th best defense in the league so far. Not bad at all. Klopp has done a stellar job. He's been there since 2015. So the longevity is there. You know his team very well. The team definitely has his DNA all over it. And just one of the best teams in the league, I have to say. One of the best teams in Europe this season as well. Did well in the Champions League group stage. Perfect group stage in the Champions League. They've gone to the semi-final of the EFL Cup. They're second in the league. I think, they couldn't have wished for a better first half of the season, if you ask me. For the Liverpool fans, preferably they would have wanted to be top at Christmas. But the last 3 times they were like, they were top at Christmas. Last 3 seasons, I think they were top at Christmas. Last season for sure, I know they didn't win it. And being top at Christmas for them isn't guaranteed a win. For City, it has proven to be fruitful, and it isn't guaranteed that City are going to win the title either, especially with Liverpool on their heels. But Salah, Mane, Jota has all looked good this season. Trent Alexander-Arnold and Robertson in the assist charts. They've played well. They've really played well. They've been one of the teams to beat, one of the teams to fear, and I think it's going to be interesting to see what they do in the absence of Salah, Mane, and Naby Keita, who are going to go to the African Cup of Nations. That's the only concern for Liverpool right now. January, early February, according to how well those players do with their countries in the competition. So, Liverpool fans, talk to me. How concerned are you about going into the January period without those players? Are you confident that Jota, Origi, Firmino, Ox could all supplement the attack, and along with Takumi Minamino and whoever else you want to bring in to help out there? Do you think those players are enough to keep toppling these Premier League teams? Or do you think this is going to be the period that defines Liverpool's season in pretty much all competitions, except the Champions League? Let me know your thoughts. But for Liverpool, solid first half of the season. That's just a quick review of how they've done. For Leeds United, it has been an indifferent season when comparing to last, right? Last season, they were flying high, friendly skies. But this season, I don't know, man. It's been turbulent. 18 matches played, 16 points for Leeds. Last 3 games, 3 L's. They've only won 3 games. They haven't been good. And injuries, suspension has not really helped them either. I think they're going to struggle this season. They're going to be in the relegation scrap. I can't really call it to where I could say, yeah, Leeds are going to get relegated or Leeds are going to stay up. I can't call it. I really can't call it. It's very difficult to call. I'm not going to attempt to call that one. Not. But they got a lot of work to do. I don't know if transfer window could actually help them. They won't be affected by the African Cup of Nations. I think they just need to, I think they just need time to settle, reevaluate, and come again January, February, let's see what happened there. But that's my thoughts on Leeds. The next match that was postponed. Let's go back and find the postponed games here, and we'll touch on these really quick. Burnley, Everton. Where's that game? It's got Burnley, Everton. Let me just go right away up. This thing's playing with me. I don't know why it went all the way down there. But Burnley, Everton, man. Burnley, Everton. Sean Dyche, Burnley. Rafa Benitez, Everton. Won't be too long-winded on these teams, but Burnley are in the relegation zone. 18th. 15 games played, 11 points, 4 draws in the last 5. Not bad. A solitary win. We know they're a team that could grind. They'll have 4 games in hand. And that could be a blessing in disguise. Where when you're going through form like that, where you're not really winning, your talisman in Maxwell Cornet injured, it gives him time to be fit again. So when these fixtures come back, it could just happen at the right time. And what if Burnley do decide to go into the transfer window and bring in another attacker? You know what I'm saying? Maybe Cornet's friend. You never know what could happen. But I think, they'll continue to scrap it out. But they're the kind of team that could put together a good string of results. And by the time you know it, they're 15th, 14th. Safe. But I can't call it just yet. I really can't. Everton should be okay in terms of, not being in the relegation scrap, right? But 8 losses is a bit worrying for the Evertonians, right? Very, very worrying. They started things off well, but they fell by the wayside. Recently picked up a win against Arsenal, which was a very rare win. They needed that win to stop the bleeding. But I think for Rafa Benitez, injuries have definitely hampered his team as well. And he'll just look to build strength by strength, get a few of his important players, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, fit and ready to go again. Yerry Mina has been a big miss as well. A little dispute with Luca Dini as well has hampered the team. They're looking to bring in players in January as well. So let's see how that one works out. And Everton should be fine. They should be fine. They're 14th, 19 points at the moment. So let's just go. We got one more game to talk about before we touch on the Man City Leicester fixture. No stones will be left unturned whatsoever. One more match, and that game is Watford, right? Where's that game? Where is that game? Watford Wolves. Woo! Watford versus Wolves. So let's start with Wolves, man. Didn't start the season out too well, but Bruno Lage in charge and his Portuguese brigade has really pulled things back. They do have 25 points after 18 matches. Pretty solid results. 7 wins, 4 draws in there. And I think Wolves could count themselves safe, and they could actually scrap for maybe a Conference League or Europa League spot if they continue to play this type of football. The last game was a very scrappy draw against Chelsea, so that's just testament to how good they've been playing. The defense has been one of the best, top 4 defense in the league as well, but their attack is one of the worst in the leagues, and I think that's something that they need to remedy going into the second half of the season. The Rock Ronda. So, it's my brief thoughts on Wolves. They should be fine, and they're 8th right now in the table. As for Watford, just outside the relegation zone, 13 points, 4 L's in their last 4 games. Under Ranieri, they have struggled. I think they've struggled under Ranieri more than they had under Xisco Munoz. Ranieri could be sacked. He could be sacked. If this form continues, Ranieri will be sacked. Second manager for Watford sacked this season. They're in the relegation scrap. Without a doubt, they're in the relegation scrap. Emmanuel Dennis has looked good, but I think the absence of Ismail Assar have really hurt them. Kenny Sema looked good at the beginning of the season, but his injury has hampered their progress as well. William Choost Ikong has been very error-prone in defense. I think the defense has really let them down. Big time. Big time. I think that's their problem. Few big injuries. Peter Etebo was brought in on loan from Stoke. Help out in the midfield. He was injured. Juraj Kuchka, he's been absent to injury and suspension as well. Imran Louza. These guys are trying to catch their feet in the, you know what I'm saying? In the team there as well. So Adam Massina recently picked up an injury. So they've been really hampered by injuries, suspension, and just in different form. Maybe they're just not good enough for the league. Watford could be going down again, but it will be a scrap. It will be a very interesting scrap to see who's going to go down. This might actually be a better scrap than the Premier League title scrap. You see what I'm saying? The relegation scrap might be more exciting. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on both these teams. And we are going to move right on. The last game of today's episode, and that's the game between Manchester City and Leicester City. So, let's talk about this one. And this is a game City must win. Last time this fixture was played, a lot of you guys know what happened. Leicester beat City 5-2 in their own stadium. I don't usually remember a lot of last games, but this one, definitely. Definitely, man. Definitely, you know what I mean? So, Man City in the last game beat Newcastle 4-0. Leicester City also beat Newcastle 4-0. But draw in the EFL Cup quarterfinal 3-3 against Liverpool, lost 5-4 on penalties. The last time the two teams already met this season, City with a narrow 1-0 victory. But Leicester did beat Man City in the Community Shield, where Leicester won the game 1-0. That was courtesy of a penalty by Kelechi Iheanacho, former Man City player. I don't think City wanted that trophy, to be honest. I think this is a season where Man City are sacrificing some trophies. Sacrifice the EFL Cup, sacrifice the Community Shield for the bigger picture. Maybe the Champions League? Maybe. People be like, damn, you're funny, bro. Stop it. You ain't winning the Champions League. Guys, we came very close last season. Very close. But you know what they say? Almost is not good enough, man. It ain't. It ain't. Gotta actually go across the finish line. So, look, Leicester definitely have picked up some good wins in the last couple matches there. 5-2 back in 2020 and a 2-1 win December Boxing Day at fact in 2018. That is crazy. That is crazy. I don't want to think about that one too much. The last time the two teams met on Boxing Day, Leicester won the game. Oh my God. Oh, that's scary. Let me go back front and let me just look at some more boxing. Oh my God, I'm panicking. Am I panicking? Are you panicking, Dom? Are you panicking? Are you? Not really. Not. Leicester do have 2 wins back in 2016-17 and a 2015-16 win as well. 15-16 was their title winning campaign. Did beat City. Did go unbeaten against City that season. And that was when they had the best luck. So in the last, let's say, decade, Leicester do have 5 wins against Manchester City. 5 wins. There's been no draws between City and Leicester since 2015. So we know we're going to get an exciting game here. And, sorry if I went a little deep in terms of the head-to-head there. But I just had to go down memory lane because, they say you got to go back sometimes, to move on from things. You know what I'm saying? Just going to get some closure there, man. So 21 all-time Premier League matches, 7 wins for Leicester, 2 draws, and 12 wins for Manchester City. This would be the 10th meeting between Brendan Rodgers and Pep Guardiola, with Guardiola winning 5, drawing 2, and losing 2. 18th game versus Man City for Leicester boss Brendan Rodgers. 8 losses, 4 draws, and 5 wins. And Pep's 15th game against Leicester has yielded no draws, but 4 losses and 10 wins. Man City at home against Leicester is not a very good home record at all. Don't know what it is, but we got 5 wins and 5 losses in 10 games against Leicester. It gotta stop. 16 goals apiece. This gotta stop, and it gotta stop right now. Right this moment, if you ask me. Players to watch for City. Gotta go with João Cancelo. He has been very good. I think he has been a player of the season so far. And he has shut up a lot of critics, man. Jeez, man. How good is João Cancelo? Could play right back, left back. Put him on the wings if you need him. Put him in the midfield if you need him. He's just been a utility man for City this season. For Leicester, I'm going to have to go with James Maddison, who has actually hit form at the right time. Looked good in the Liverpool game where he scored a screamer and has been contributing across the last couple games. So if Leicester are to actually defeat City and have a really good record away to City, 6 wins in 10, 11 games, James Maddison would have to come up with another big performance. Jamie Vardy, who does have 9 goals in the fixture, For Leicester fans, this will be a concern, but he wasn't 100% at the end of that Liverpool game. Gabriel Jesus do have 5 goals against Leicester, with Sergio Aguero, who recently had to retire because of a heart problem, with 5 goals as well. Never really got to talk too much about the Sergio Aguero situation, but all the best, Aguero, in your retirement. Very sad, but everything happens for a reason, man. Barcelona could now sign Ferran Torres because of that. Pretty much, when you really think about it. So, look, Leicester played in the middle of the week. Man City didn't, so I think that would definitely be an edge for City, who, of course, does play some very, very sharp football. And if they're the fresher team, it could actually work against a team like Leicester. For City, Ferran Torres is the only player listed as out injured, but it won't really be a problem because he's scheduled to leave for Barcelona, where they have come in with a bid of 55 million euros for the Spaniard, with a possible 10 million in add-ons. And if you ask me, Ferran could go back to Spain, man. Seriously. I was excited about his signing. I'm not going to lie. I'm really not going to lie. He did good. He did okay last season. But he didn't really set the Premier League on fire. You know what I'm saying? He got a Premier League title. He does have a Carabao Cup as well. So he won things at City. Definitely won things at City. He scored goals. He definitely scored a lot of goals. 43 matches, 16 goals, 4 assists. He scored a lot of goals, but a lot of these goals were tap-ins. You see what I'm saying? A lot of them were tap-ins. He wasn't that Ferran Torres we see for Spain, where he's scoring his worldies and things like that. And this season, he was only able to give us 4 Premier League games, 2 goals, 2 assists, 1 Champions League match, and an EFL Cup match. He did play in the Community Shield. Last season, which was his first season, he played 24 Premier League matches, scored 7 times, picked up 2 assists, Champions League 6 times, 4 goals. So I think he leaves City with a very stellar record. It's a miss. I'm not going to act like he's not going to be a miss, but it's not a big miss. It's really not a big miss because he hasn't been playing all season and we've been fine. You see what I'm saying? That's the thing about City. And that's what Pep said. If a player wants to leave, let him go. Sane want to go, let him go. You see what I mean? Ferran want to go, let him go. We're not going to hold the player back. Let a player go and spread his wings and fly. Because it's just going to open up another door for us to bring in a player who's going to, shine as well. So I'm excited. I'm more excited. To be honest, when I saw the news, I was like, okay, I'm actually excited to see who we're going to bring in. To be completely honest. That's what I'm looking forward for. Who we're going to bring in and not, focusing on Ferran Torres leaving. There's money in the kitty, you know what I'm saying? To maybe towards Haaland or Vlahovic or somebody. But Pep did say that City won't actually go in for nobody during the winter transfer window. So it's left to be seen. Kyle Walker, he is actually a doubt because he was injured for the last couple of games. So let's see. Phil Foden and Jack Grealish, they probably will be on punishment because I didn't really read too much into the whole thing, but they came back from a night out to training not in the best condition. Let's just leave it at that. So there'll be COVID testing and we'll see who's going to be available for Man City come Boxing Day against Leicester. So for Leicester City, they're going through somewhat of a injury problem in their team. I got to put it that way. So Yanchu, he's a doubt, injured in the game against Liverpool. Pereira is a doubt, injured in the game against Liverpool as well. But Ayoze Perez and Ademola Lookman available again after COVID. Jamie Vardy is a doubt, not 100% fit. James Justin and Wesley Fofana has been out long term. Johnny Evans is also a doubt. He's been injured. Nampelas Mendy, who was named in the Senegal squad, he's been out. Daniel Amate, who most likely will be playing for Ghana, he's been out as well. And I've seen that he's been linked with a move to Watford FC. So, did you know Jamie Vardy has scored 8 goals and 2 hat-tricks against Man City, but is looking for his first ever Boxing Day goal in the Premier League. Man City are unbeaten in 8 league home matches on Boxing Day, winning 6, drawing 2. Winning each of the last 6 in a row. The last such defeat came in 96-97 against Port Vale in the second tier. Yeah, that did happen. But look, Leicester did beat City at home on Boxing Day. It wasn't at the Etihad. It was at the King Power. So, Man City's Raheem the Dream Sterling has scored in each of his last 3 Premier League matches. He last scored in 4 in a row in the competition in August and September of 2017. That spectacular 100-point season, baby. Leicester have won just one of their last 11 Premier League fixtures on Boxing Day, losing 8, drawing 2, though that victory did come against Man City in 2018-19. Chris Kavanagh will be in charge of the game. And it comes to the point where I make my prediction for this fixture. All right. My alarm is going off upstairs like crazy, though. It's not even going to stop. It needs to stop. But City in imperious form right now. Imperious. Majestic. Leicester, they've been so-so. Very inconsistent. See the loss against Chelsea, win against Watford, draw against Southampton, lose to Villa, bunks back against Newcastle, lose in the middle of the week to Liverpool. I don't like the way they lost against Liverpool, you know what I mean? It should be worrying for Brendan Rodgers. I think they bottled it. People say they didn't bottle it. You bottled it, bro. As much as Liverpool fought back, you should have been resolute enough to keep them off. You know what I mean? At least win the game 3-2. You allow Liverpool to come back in the game after they were down 2-0. They came back 2-1. And then you went up 3-1. And then you allow Liverpool to score the next 2 goals. It was a poor defensive showing. But you got to also factor in that Soyuncu and Ricardo got injured, right? That happened. That did happen. They struggled. Especially when Soyuncu got injured. They struggled. So Johnny Evans have been a key part of their defense. So without Evans, without Soyuncu, Ndidi at the back, not playing his usual midfield role where he's going to win the balls. And, you know, it's going to be a tough game. Leicester, they have been a threat in attack with Daka. Somare has been doing some hard work. Tillemans have been playing well. Maddison as well. But Jamie Vardy as well would need to be fit for this game, in my opinion. They're a dangerous team without a doubt. Especially against a team like City who's going to play high line. If Ademola Lookman is fit, he got pace. He could run in behind. Harvey Barnes got pace. He could run in behind. You see what I'm saying? Maddison with the delivery. Tillemans with the delivery. They could be very dangerous. But are they going to be able to contain Man City? Are they going to be able to contain City? That's the whole problem with Leicester right now. Kasper Schmeichel, former City goalkeeper as well. I think he's going to be the busier of the two. Leicester, dangerous though. They're dangerous. And I remember what they did us last season. It was embarrassing. It was an embarrassing loss. Is it going to repeat? Don't think it's going to repeat. I think City are playing too well right now and too much is at stake on top of the table. When that loss came, it was during that whole period where after about 9 games, City were like 14th in the league or something like that. And then they fought back hard. City are playing too well right now. Too many options in the team. It's one of the teams that have not really been affected by this whole coronavirus outbreak that's going around right now. So I think that could play into Man City's hands. Didn't play in the middle of the week. Leicester got players coming back from sickness. You're not going to be 100% to run on and chase the ball all game. Guys, I could only see one result here. Only one result. We'll concede a goal. I like to give the other team a goal. I like to be generous. Maybe we won't. But I honestly think it's going to be another City win here. It's going to be another City win. 3-1. Too much to handle. Too much to handle. Too much firepower up top. You could choose from Mahrez, Sterling, Grealish. I think Mahrez would play. He's going to the AFCON. He'll play. He'll play the last couple games before he go. But you got Jesus, Bernardo, Sterling, Grealish, Mahrez, Cole Palmer, Foden, Kevin De Bruyne, Gundogan. God damn, man. Who's going to stop City, though? Who's going to stop City? Who's going to stop City? That is what I'm asking. Who's going to stop City? Liverpool are on our heels, but they dropping points. Who's going to stop Manchester City now? It's going to be a difficult task ahead. It's going to be a difficult task ahead. And remember, guys, before the month started, I predicted City to win every game. All the games. ALL. All the games. And this is the moment where I'm going to do this again. I'm going to do this again. Let's just look, just a reminder of what happened from that Crystal Palace loss. 2-0 loss to Palace. But since then, 2-0 win against United, 3-0 win against Everton, 2-1 win against West Ham, 2-1 against Aston Villa, 3-1 against Watford, 1-0 against Wolves, 7-0 against Leeds, 4-0 against Newcastle. We got 2 more games left in December. These got wins written all over them. Who's going to stop City? Let me know your thoughts in the chat. City got Brentford, Arsenal, Swindon Town, Chelsea again on the 15th, Southampton to round off January. And for Leicester, their next game will be against Liverpool. Then they got Norwich. It gets a bit easier. Burnley, Brighton. That's it for that one. My alarm's snoozing, going off again. But 2 hours, 18 minutes. Not bad, not bad. Big up to the boy Lennon Sweet in the house. Arkansas J. Formidable Centurions. Yo, formidable, bro. I haven't seen you in a while. I was looking through my mods today. I took the mod away from you today, bro. I haven't seen you in a long time, and then you show up today. Wow, crazy. A couple people who I actually unmodded showed up today. I was like, okay, too bad, man. Only people who show up consistently would moderate the streams. Just keep it out like that. Raz in the house, 3-1 to City. Is Walker in the doghouse? I don't think so. Leicester is in the mud now. City to win 3-0. Maui trouble. We need to beat Leicester this week. Not a City fan in here. Big up to you. What else we got? 5-0. Cole Palmer replacing Ferran Torres and signed striker January. Yeah, that won't happen though. No strikers in January. Only City can stop City. Very well said. That's all right. Hope you and your family are okay. Yeah, bro. See you more often. You get back the mod, bro. But it's just fair, you know. Just fair to the people who come into the live stream more often will get the moderator tag. So, Yeah, that'll be it for this week in terms of the Prem de la Prem. And I think I did a great job. 2 hours, 19 minutes. And, you know, I think I did a pretty great job. It's hard to get motivated for these long streams, you know. Just so I let you guys know. And when I scheduled the next 6 streams, I was like, yeah, I got 6 more to grind out, you know. And it's going to be tough. Big up to the boy 80 Booth in the house. How you feeling, 80 Booth? Guys, we need 6 more thumbs up to hit 50. Could we hit 50 thumbs up while we're live? That would be awesome. That would be definitely awesome. So if there's anybody in here who is yet to like the video, excuse me, please do so. I'll definitely appreciate that. Okay? Definitely will. And I know there's about 4 people in here. 6 people, I mean, who have not liked the video as yet. Merry Christmas to everybody over in the UK, or if you're over in Asia, Australia right now, Merry Christmas to you. I hope you're having a great one. It's just an hour away from, you know, Christmas right now for me. And am I looking forward to Christmas? Not really, to be honest. Not really, you know what I mean? It's more for the kids. It's really more for the kids right now, man. You know, it is what it is. It's more for the kids. Kids want presents and things like that. It's not for me. I got my Christmas gift, a PS5. It's not really a Christmas gift, though. That gift was promised to me a very long time ago, so it's not really a Christmas gift. So, yeah. So, let me just go back to the Premier League here and see if there's any new updates in terms of news that we missed. Test your knowledge of boxing in the Premier League. No, I don't want a quiz. I don't remember nothing. I don't remember what happened last month. I don't want to take part in no quizzes. You know, I've seen a couple of people hit me up about quizzes. I don't want a quiz. No quizzes for me. The only quiz I want to take part in maybe is a World Cup quiz. But these Premier League 38 match every year thing, I can't remember nothing, man. Keep each other safe at stadium, says Ian Wright. Guys, stay safe out there with the coronavirus rampant these days. It's the season for the virus. Stay safe, man. Stay safe. Burnley, Everton postponed. Premier League 2019 to 22 funding for EFL clubs. How league helps Wigan and Hull support communities. Arteta reaping rewards after putting youth first at Arsenal. Can inform Monk spark a Chelsea revival at Villa. Yeah, man. So these are things that's in the news. African Cup of Nations. What Fantasy Premier League managers need to know. Yeah, we talk a bit about the AFCON maybe sometime next week or whenever we have some time. So, guys, if you have any questions, ask. Throat. Ask away, man. Thriller, is there snow on your neck of the woods? Actually, went outside to snow this morning. It looks so damn pretty, man. It looks so good. But soon as I got off work, it was like a summer's day. I was like, God damn. So weird, man. So weird. So weird. So 80 move, bro. I'm predicting you guys to get something out of the Chelsea game. A 2-2 draw. So let's see how that one works out. Leo saying a 4-3 win for City there. So let me see. Any questions, guys? Make sure you ask. Feel free to ask before I get out of here. I'm about to get out of here pretty soon. So if you have anything you need to say to me, if you have to say Merry Christmas, whatever, please do so. If you have any Christmas presents for me, could give it to me right now. You know, I'm waiting. I want to play some FIFA 22 as well before I go pick up my wife. So, Grealish is already drinking. Yeah, Grealish is bugging out, bro. Bugging out. Need to chill. Need to be a bit more disciplined, though. Him and Foden. Maybe they're just having a little fun, but you gotta be more professional, though. But when these guys are earning so much money every week, man, it's hard to keep them on a leash when you really think about it. If I'm making that kind of money every week, listen, you can't keep me on no leash. I'm out. I'm out of here. Wife, I'm going to Thailand. I'll see you. See ya. Going to Thailand. See you in a few days. But guys, it's been lovely, man. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year to everybody. Season greetings. Happy holidays. And we'll talk again soon. We will. I won't be live for Christmas Day. I'm going to just hang out with the wife tomorrow after I get off of work. So I won't be live. But Sunday, I'll come back with the review this week. This week's Week 19 review. I'm going to actually try to maybe put together a team of the season. I think I'll work on that tomorrow while I'm at work. Yeah, I do that. I work while I work. I work on a team of the season. I work on maybe play of the season so far, young player of the season, breakout player of the season, goalkeeper, of course, Golden Glove and things like that. You know what I mean? Stuff like that, and see if we could make Sunday's show a memorable one. You see what I'm saying? I'll try to start a bit earlier than 8:30. No, I can't. 8:30. I'm grinding, man. I'm grinding. I plan to do some overtime at work that day. I'm planning to put in more overtime on the job these days because, I left them on a lot of money on the table in 2021. I don't intend to do that in 2022. Got a lot of bills to pay, man. This YouTube thing is not really bringing in the income like that. You guys might think, hey, man, Dom got almost 50,000 subs. He's making a lot of money on YouTube. No, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? So this is not full-time. Part-time thing. So looking to really double down on the career. Put in some overtime and make that money, man. Make that money. And maybe in the future I'll have a whole year to just talk football with y'all. But schedule will continue as it was in 2021. Very busy. But I'm going to look to just grind. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. Thanks for everybody for sticking around. We had very good reception tonight. We had about 50 people in the stream at one time, which is pretty good if you ask me. Playlist is done. That's it for me today. All the best to all the teams who play this weekend, and hopefully we don't get any more postponements. So like the video if you're yet to do so. Let's get the video up to 50 likes. If you're watching a replay right now, thank you very much for tuning in. Do appreciate that. I have to go and timestamp the stream and all that good stuff. So yeah. So guys, from your boy Dom, thanks again for tuning in. It's been a great year. Thanks for the continued support. And after Christmas, we're going to go again hard going into 2022, where that's going to be a big year, man. That's a World Cup year. And you got the AFCON coming up, Champions League. Who's going to win the Premier League, the new season, the break. It's going to be a great 2022, man. I'm looking forward to that. My prediction is that the 2026 World Cup will be you'll be a successful full-time YouTuber. Haha. That'll be good. That'll be good. It means that I'll have time, but you never know. Might be bad too. Maybe I won't have any time. But anyways, man, thanks. Until next time. Peace out. Rich Squad. Peace. I'm so rowdy, right? I know.